Fallout Season 2 really didn't waste any time, did it? After Episode 1, The Innovator caught us back up with Lucy, the Ghoul, and the absolute chaos unfolding across the Wasteland. There was one major character missing, Maximus, and Episode 2, The Golden Rule, makes it very clear why. This episode isn't just a continuation of the story. It's a transformation. It reshapes Maximus, deepens the power struggle in the world, and quietly reminds us that Fallout isn't just about survival. It's about who gets to decide what the future looks like. The destruction of Shady Sands. Episode 2 opens with a devastating flashback. We're taken back to a young Maximus living on the surface with his family in Shady Sands. And honestly, compared to the rest of the Wasteland, this place looks like a miracle. There's community. There's stability. There's hope. Even with soldiers patrolling the outskirts and destruction looming nearby, Shady Sands feels alive. Maximus's father has found something priceless. Clean, unradiated water. Enough to grow crops. Enough to expand. Enough to believe that the world might actually be getting better. And then a stranger arrives. He's part of a caravan, muttering the same unsettling phrase over and over again. But patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. The townspeople gather. The man collapses. Blood starts leaking from his eyes. And Maximus's father notices something horrifying, a device attached to the back of the man's neck. The same kind of device we saw in the Season 2 premiere. When they check the caravan, the truth hits like a punch to the gut. There's a nuclear bomb inside. Maximus's father tells everyone to go home while he tries to defuse it, but it's already too late. A failsafe kicks in. 3 minutes on the clock. What follows is one of the most heartbreaking moments Fallout has ever delivered. Maximus' father runs home, empties the refrigerator, and puts his son inside, desperately hoping it will protect him. He tells Maximus he's a good boy, and that one day he'll be a good man. And then his final lesson. If you can leave the world better than you found it, you did okay. He shuts the door. Outside, Maximus's parents embrace each other as the bomb detonates. Shady Sands, proof that civilization could come back, is erased in seconds. And then the show twists the knife. Inside Vault 33, we see a younger Hank McLean calmly setting down his Pip-Boy, reading to his kids. On the screen, detonation successful. Maximus and the Brotherhood of Steel. Cut to the present day. Maximus is no longer a scared kid, he's a weapon. Inside his Brotherhood of Steel armor, he moves through the Wasteland with brutal efficiency, slaughtering ghouls without hesitation or emotion. This is someone who has buried his past and replaced it with purpose. Back at the Brotherhood's airship, Maximus is greeted like a hero. Ever since the Season 1 finale and the presumed death of Lee Moldaver, his reputation has skyrocketed. Elder Cleric Quintus welcomes him personally. The device Maximus recovered? Quintus calls it the key to our new home. He explains that the Brotherhood is fractured, divided into separate chapters with competing interests. Quintus doesn't want division anymore. He wants unity, under his rule. And then the reveal. Beneath the sand lies Area 51, their new home. Quintus promises Maximus that together they'll make the world better. And then, chillingly, he calls Maximus his son. Inside Area 51, the Brotherhood behaves exactly how you'd expect. Reckless, destructive, obsessed with power. They almost blow themselves up, destroy preserved relics, and show more excitement over an icebox than the frozen alien nearby. But they also activate cold fusion. Power, unlimited power. And Maximus watches it all, quietly absorbing the lesson. He even passes on a piece of wisdom to a young cadet, that saving the world can feel overwhelming, so sometime, a dangerous shift. Dane notices the change in Maximus. The best place to start is by bettering yourself. It sounds like something his father would have said. A dangerous shift. Dane notices the change in Maximus. He's more serious, more committed, less questioning. Dane also drops a bombshell. Quintus's meeting with the other Brotherhood factions wasn't reported to the Commonwealth. This is a power grab, a potential civil war. But Maximus doesn't flinch. To him, this is about stopping history from repeating itself. About preventing another Shady Sands. The other Brotherhood chapters arrive from the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, and Coronado. They argue. They worry about the Commonwealth. They fear civil war. Quintus wins them over the old-fashioned way. Weapons, power, control. Together they decide to betray the Commonwealth. Later, Maximus gets into a brutal fight with another soldier. One that turns deadly. No armor, no hesitation. Just raw violence. This isn't the Maximus we knew last season. And right as the dust settles, a helicopter lands. Enter Paladin Xander Harkness, a Commonwealth liaison who didn't receive an invitation, but is very interested in Maximus's kill. Lucy and the Ghoul hit the road. Meanwhile, Lucy and the Ghoul are still traveling together, and shocker, it's not going great. Lucy calls out the Ghoul's cruelty, suggesting that if his family were still alive, they wouldn't like the man he's become. Kindness, she says, still matters. The Ghoul fires back, claiming he used to be just like Lucy before the world beat it out of him. When they hear a woman screaming in an abandoned hospital, Lucy wants to help. The Ghoul wants to leave. Inside, things get worse. The hospital's infested with mutated rad scorpions. The fight is brutal. Grenades fly, stingers strike, and afterward, Lucy faces a choice. She has one stim pack. She gives it to the woman. The Ghoul reminds her of the golden rule, but Lucy fires back that the rule is for people, and he's become something else. She promises she'll come back for him. As Lucy escorts the woman home, the atmosphere turns ominous. Guards, torches, soldiers closing in. Lucy insists she's nice and hopes that's enough. Chaos in Vault 31. Back in Vault 31, Norm McLean wakes the cryogenically frozen Vault-Tec junior executives and tells them the truth. 200 years have passed. Bud Askins is dead, and they're trapped. Norm, increasingly unhinged, declares himself a genetically engineered super manager and claims they all work for him now. This is Bud's final test. Escape the vault. Motivated by fear and the promise of meaningless merit dots, they work together, climbing through vents and shafts. For the first time, Norm reaches the surface. He looks out at the ocean and says something almost unbelievable. The surface is beautiful. Hank's final experiments. Finally, we return to Hank. Inside Vault-Tec's abandoned offices, he experiments with mind control devices on mice. Every attempt ends the same way. Explosions. Undeterred, Hank moves deeper into the facility to Premium Elite Plus. He unfreezes a man named Steve, straps him down, and attaches the device. Hank talks about family, about Vault-Tec's vision, about improving outdated technology, civilization. Steve's head explodes. Hank promises to try again. Final thoughts. While the Season 2 premiere set the board, the Golden Rule moves the pieces. By shifting focus to Maximus, the show delivers one of its most powerful episodes yet, showing how trauma, loss, and fear can push someone straight into the arms of authoritarian power. Fallout may be playful and absurd on the surface, but episodes like this remind us what's really at stake. Power, control, and who gets to shape the future of the world. And in Fallout, that battle is just getting started. Thank you for watching.